to the pool. Give me the book of Numbers chapter 15. Under the old law in Numbers chapter 15, it was commanded that you couldn't even pick up sticks on the Sabbath day. So if you get Numbers 15, and I want you to get verse 32, and while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathered sticks, brought him unto Moses and answered unto the congregation, and they put him in a war because it was not declared what should be done unto him. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death, and all the congregation shall stone him with stone. Now what does this man do? He picked up what? Sticks on the what? And what was the law that Moses said for him picking up sticks? Kill him. So the law says even if you picked up small sticks on the Sabbath day, you ought to be killed. But yet now in the book of John chapter 5, and immediately the man was made whole and took up his bed and walked on the same. Give me verse 7. And him and the man answered, and sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool, but while I'm coming another step down before me. Jesus said unto him, arise, take up thy bed and walk. Now let's stop here. If Moses said you're supposed to kill a man for picking up sticks, why is Jesus going to tell a man to pick up a whole bed? He tells the man on the Sabbath day in the Gospels to pick up a bed, but a man got killed over there in the Old Testament for picking up sticks. Now I want you to watch this. Listen to this. The Jews therefore, verse 10, said unto him that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. It's the seventh day. It's not lawful for you to carry your bed. The law said you couldn't carry your bed, but Jesus said carried it. He broke that law. He told him to do what the law said don't do. He wrote it. He can break it. He can deal with it however he want to deal with it. And then, not only did he break it, the Bible said he broke it. Verse 18, verse 17. Because you were not supposed to work on the Sabbath day. Give me Exodus chapter 20. Hallelujah. My God, y'all with me? Exodus 20 and 8. Exodus 20 chapter and 8 verse. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord. In it thou shalt do what? Thou shalt not do what? Any work. Jesus told the man to pick up his bed. In spite of the Old Testament saying you couldn't even pick up sticks. And then Jesus says, watch this, but Jesus answered them, my Father worketh and I work. What day was this? Was this not the Sabbath day? And in the 17th chapter did Jesus say, my Father worked and I'm working too? The man is working because he got the bed up. Jesus is working, and then they understood what Jesus was saying, because in verse 18, watch this. 18, therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, for he not only had broken the Sabbath, Jesus, he said, broke the Sabbath. Now somebody said, well, that's what they said. That's the Pharisees said. No, John is writing this. And so John is saying in his writing, not only had he broken the Sabbath, but said God was his Father, making himself. See, because what Jesus did, Jesus broke the Sabbath and then he fixed it. He broke it and then he became what fixes it. Amen. After he broke it, he said, now I'm going to fix it, and come unto me all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Glory to God. Put your hand together and give God a praise. And say hallelujah. My God, can somebody tell God thank you? Come on, give him praises and say thank you. He became that. He became the Sabbath. Give me quickly the book of Matthew chapter 11. Matthew chapter 11, My God, Matthew 11. You see, what did you do on the Sabbath day? You rested. That was the time to rest. Hallelujah. Now, when you get Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you. Don't have to wait till Saturday. Hallelujah. You don't have to wait till the seventh day. Come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and in me you shall find rest. In me you shall find rest. For my yoke is easy and my burdens are light. Then, after Jesus said, come on to me on the Sabbath now, did he do something that's contrary to the Sabbath? At that time, verse chapter 12, Jesus went out on the Sabbath day through the cornfield. Wait a minute. That's contrary to the law, because you ain't got no business in no cornfield on the Sabbath. But he just told them, I'm going to give you rest, so go on out and get your corn, because you don't need the 12, you don't need the Sabbath no more, because I'm the Sabbath. So now that you come to me, go and get your corn. Go and do what you got to do. Go and grocery shopping, because see they didn't shop in the supermarkets and all that. They shopped out in the field. So go and pick up your groceries and go and go to the pool. I want to make sure that you understand something, because people say, well, Jesus went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day. He went to the pool. He went in the cornfield. So if you're going to make a religion out of it, why don't you go to the pool and the cornfield on the Sabbath day too? He is clearly in the field on the Sabbath day, which is contrary to the Bible in the Old Testament. Go over to the book of Exodus. Hallelujah. Exodus chapter 16. Exodus chapter 16, 27. He says, I'm the rest. Go and get your bread. I'm the rest.